Duhad
I'm not
is
saying
the
very
ability
good.
to fly.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Roleplay. I'm your host, Duhad. It's sort of a weird session today, but because we're missing a couple players. But it's the Ragamuffins of the Infernal Pandemic. This was going to be the finale, but now it's going to be the penultimate episode. Joining me for this penultimate episode are Belial.
Hi.
It is Kip.
Did you say Finultimate?
No, I said penultimate. Fuck you.
It sounded like
I
Finultimate.
hate you. And and here's and also Badger's here. Hey.
Hello.
So, like I said, this is this is going to be sort of a weird session. I should apologize in advance because I'm kind of due to some scheduling conflicts, we ended up not having everybody I want here for the finale. So that's going to affect this a little bit, as is out of game situations that are currently affecting 100% of our active, currently running at this very moment GMs, i.e. me. So without further ado, let's get right down to it as we rejoin our heroes as they draw near to a deep and rather ominous-looking bunker. Where last we left off, you had all you'd come around, you had flown from the hiding place where Dr. Weiss was hiding out from the Hellhounds, Atlas's mercenary army, and you had you landed. All save for Moray, who had Moray, who had flown himself with his jetpack. And you'd all managed to get yourselves in front of the doors to this bunker where apparently the plague actually had its origin point. The door to the bunker is a huge metal affair and has been torn from its original place by some sort of explosive device, it seems. And the entrance is dark and foreboding. Everybody who actually, requires to breathe non-artificial air has been taped up with hazmat suits. And just for safe measure, even the people who don't necessarily need that, like Moray, have been given an extra layer of cellophane just to keep them nice and insulated.
They tried.
We will now wrap our leftover robot and power armor in cellophane to keep them from spoiling.
Yes, so you got all that shit shrink wrapped. Right now Admiral Harvey is going to be kind of holding. He's going to be joining you guys, but he's going to be kind of in the back doing some readings. His companion, whose name I am opening right now. I should have done this right before the game started, but that's okay. Everything is fine. Winifred here is kind of keeping pace with the rest of you, as is Dr. Weiss, who is kind of taking.
Actually, her name is Dr. Noir. No.
Dr. God damn it. No, that's her rival. Anyway, Dr.
Is her first name Grimoire?
Yeah, Nana's gonna love these jokes. Anyway, there we go. Dr. Weiss has become rather attached to Nara, Badger's character, as she is going to be a partner. But for now, she's just kind of like, I'm gonna stick with Nara. She seems like she's got a good head on her shoulders and also a good shield, and also a cute butt. So anyway, they're all going to head into the darkness together. And that is where we pick up as around you hear the faint background whir of the big ships, of the big Atlas ships.
Okay, so thoroughly out of character, but you put it out there, so I attack the darkness.
Roll? No. Okay, but no, for real, you guys are...
I want to use magic missile.
I was about to say, silly. He's silly, April. Magic missile doesn't have a to-hit roll.
You're right. God damn it. Anyway, I just said roll, I didn't say to hit. Roll 3d4 for you're at a high enough level for that. Anyway, you guys, as you
8.
Okay, the darkness does not seem particularly affected.
Excellent.
Anyway, as you're looking at the bunker, you actually notice that it's kind of going to be a bit of a squeeze. Like you all can fit in there, even the rig Titus, without too much difficulty. However, doing so is going to be, it's going to be a squeeze.
I see.
So you can only go Moray is going to have to go like single file, and everybody else is going to have to go double file.
Nice.
So I want you to actually tell me what your marching order is going to be. Yeah, we're doing marching order.
Moray
Make
is
the biggest character in the front.
Moray is almost dead, so how about not?
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not know.
He's at 3 out of 20 hit points. Like literally, we just did a patch job of his suit and then sent him on his way.
Yeah, it's like basically Nara looks over at Moray, is like, maybe he can lead the way, and a little spring of water just starts flies out of some of the duct tape falls off, and it's like, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe we should put a patch job on that.
No, it's okay.
He's just.
Well, I suppose it's overpressure, so.
Yeah. So right now you have you've left the guards to take care of your ship so that it doesn't get blowed up. Harvey's going to be hanging out in the back because that's what Harvey does. But you guys have Winifred, Nara, Tack, CJ's dead, Moray, and Koing.
König
Gascoigne.
Falca, as well as Dr. Weiss. So, what do you guys want to do, walk-in order-wise?
I have a rocket
Realistically
launcher.
speaking, I think Falca is probably going to be in front.
Okay.
Alright. I'll protect our back.
Okay, so you're going to be hanging out behind with the squishies.
Yeah.
Okay, just for the comedic sense, I'm gonna have Moray be in a position where he's like, what is it? Like right in front of Badger's character.
Okay.
Alright.
All right.
As much as he doesn't want to be.
Okay. So
I will
I'm
mess with
thoroughly
you so
reminded of
hard.
the assault plan from RVB.
yeah. Okay. So the marching order, just so we are aware of what's going on here, is that Falca is going to be leading the way. Following directly behind him are CJ and Winifred.
Yeah, CJ,
CJ's
you
dead.
know.
Sorry, fuck, I mean,
corpse.
Tack and Winifred. God damn it, shut up. Anyway, and then behind them is Moray, and holding up the rear just before Admiral Harvey are Dr. Weiss and Nara. And in this order, you enter into the thing, lighting up torches, lighting up little like glow sticks as you go.
Wait. Does it not have fart gas here?
What?
Is there fart gas?
There's no fart gas.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was just like, because I was like, having torches is probably the worst way possible in a fart gas chamber.
One, not torches; they're like glow sticks, and two, they're like from outside at least, you're not seeing any obvious sign of contamination.
Fart gas, yeah.
Yeah, of gases of any sort.
We're all just British. Torches means flashlight.
Yeah, I know. And,
April's the Brit here.
anyway, point is, Harvey is also kind of like Harvey and Dr. Weiss are both taking scans of the area to make sure that, you guys know if the contagion level, like the danger. Sorry, if the biological contamination levels get to a dangerous level, you've got doctors on hand to warn you.
Nice.
For now, you're mostly just being cautious because obviously you don't want a horrible flesh-eating virus to get into you.
What?
Why?
I don't care about flesh.
Adventure.
Well, okay, Dr. Weiss and Winifred at least have enough sense to not want that.
Makes no sense.
Nanomachine, son.
Yeah. Anyway, so you head into the darkness, and around you, the walls quickly feel like they're closing in. Along the sides, you see various doors, heavily reinforced, Some have been torn open, and through them you can see storerooms. But all of these have been left mostly abandoned. It looks like actually most of this place is like storage space for, like basically just storage space that has not actually been utilized. However,
just like empty racks and such?
Yeah, like empty
rooms.
racks. Like, it looks like there was a lot of stuff planned to be here, but either someone got in here first and took it all, or it was never properly filled.
And this does look to be Fed construction, yeah?
Absolutely. This is old Fed construction, but it is notably Fed construction. You even see some painted symbols here and there.
Given my background, would I be able to identify any of them?
Maybe, actually. You know what? This is going to be a little bit tricky, so I'm going to have you roll for this.
Okie doke.
Roll me brains plus knowledge. Or brains plus...
Use your super robot brain.
Use your
mean
superior
plus
robo
brains.
knowledge.
Fucking nerd.
Let's see, it's 1d6, yeah, if you don't have skill.
Okay, yeah. Hold on.
Go.
Well, it's probably not going to be there, but, I mean, Falke is a combat model and got shot in the head, so 18.
18. Okay. Well, I'll give you partial credit for this one.
Failure.
Also, I'm quickly just making sure to double check. Okay, yeah, knowledge. Just straight knowledge is the name of the skill. That would have been, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so here's the thing. You recognize the symbols as Federation. You even recognize, generally speaking, what these things are meant to be. Like, you know that these are, like, these are symbols used by like, very particular, usually covert branches. Like, essentially... think of it as, like, in real-world terms, like, imagine you're seeing the logo for a very specific CIA Black Project, and you don't know what the Black Project is, but you do know that it's a variation on the CIA symbol.
Yeah, I know that's spooky shit.
Yeah, exactly. So you kind of get the idea that this is part of the Federation's Black Book division, and therefore not good news. Which, to be fair, you probably could guess just from the fact that these sorts of biological weapons are deeply frowned upon, if not, like, just fully, like, all-out illegal for the most part. Like, you don't know exactly what was being worked on here, if, like, they're all like this flesh-eating virus, but chances are just about everything in here probably could have gotten everyone involved, court-martialed.
Nice.
The fun stuff.
The favorites.
Yeah.
See.
And you also notice there's a lot of screens, like, which is weird. Like, for a bunker that it seems to have been, like, primarily just a storage vault. Like, again, it's strange. It's like you see these wall monitors and these things that, God fucking damn it, are you goddamn serious?
The police have jobs to do.
They frown on RPGs.
How dare they? God, I vote we have no police. Put a
It's still
reasoning
going
for
on, by the
being.
way.
Put a reasoning for being. They don't like RPGs.
What's up with that?
It's getting worse.
I'm gonna be honest.
What the hell? Keep talking. Keep talking.
Since we're dealing with that right now, I'm gonna be honest. The past thing about not the monitors, but like right before that, I was not paying attention for a second. I was thinking about all of our characters rock skipping and camping with each other. I'm sorry.
That is adorable.
I was thinking of all of this at like a lake, and just playing with rocks and just skipping them across the water as a competition somehow.
I mean, with my hand-eye, I wonder how, and also muscle, I wonder how many skips Koenig could go ahead and get.
Right? I'm like, what can you do with psych abilities? And I'm like, I wanted to know, so I thought about this, and the only way I could think about it was with rock skipping.
God damn it.
So now I thought of it as a lake, and then I thought of all of us camping in the woods next to a lake.
That is an entirely too wholesome image, and I love it, but you guys are right in the middle of a creepy murder bunker right now. So.
You're right, apologies. I'm just letting you know I didn't hear anything about the murder parts.
Honestly, it's freaking great. I love it. But
Okay,
anyway,
good.
as you were looking around this bunker, though, what you're not seeing are beautiful, idyllic lakes. What you are seeing are these screens everywhere. Yes, Will. But yeah, you're seeing these screens everywhere, and that is strange because... like, even in utilitarian ships and utilitarian, like, bunkers and stuff, like, you would expect to see at least some screens that are kind of like the equivalent of, like, a PA system. But this doesn't look like your average run-of-the-mill PA system. Like, this looks like the type of thing that would have been set up for someone to give demonstrations. In fact, like, as you walk around this, I'm gonna say that, like, anyone here who does not have military, who is not, like, a primarily military individual, like someone who has worked in the private sector, so probably Nara and definitely Winifred and a few others, like not so much Dr. Weiss or Falca.
Is that a good thing or is that bad in this situation?
Well, in this case, it means that you actually recognize this a bit more so, which is that this looks like this actually looks like a corporate, like something that you'd see in a corporate showroom.
Oh.
Like, this doesn't look so much like a military, despite the fact that it is very clearly a military bunker and is very clearly got deep ties to the Federation. The general outline, like layout of this place, makes you think showroom for a mega corporation, for like a big corporation's displays to boards of investors.
Well, really, if you think about it, if the origin is here, of course there's all this stuff here that's not just storage. It had to start somehow. It's not like they stored a box and the box contaminated something.
Yeah, it's it could be this place was just used for demonstrative purposes, but it's the thing
demonstrating viruses.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, even setting aside the kind of awful, creepiness of someone trying to show off some of the effects of a goddamn virus is like a selling point. This is also in the middle of the frontier. Like, even though the Federation was at the time attempting to take this place over, this is the type of thing that you don't just set up as part of a forward operating base. Like, this is the sort of thing you would have back in the core systems. Like, this is weird, is what I'm getting at. And it only gets weirder as you go along, and you start noticing that in addition to the storerooms, there are break rooms and lounges and places that look well furnished. They've been pretty much completely moth-eaten and fallen to decay, and they no longer look even remotely inviting. But it doesn't take much imagination to see these rooms in their prime as almost luxury suites, like the type of place that again, you would bring a high value investor to examine a new product in. And so again, it's very odd. It's very, very odd.
Does anyone here trust this place?
Wait a second. You say that these look like luxury things that you'd bring a high-value investor for.
Yes.
There's got to be a bar in here somewhere.
God damn it.
There has to be a bar. Also, can you show... Are we thinking that they showed off the virus stuff?
Was that in character?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Weiss looks over at you and frowns and says, "It wouldn't surprise me that this would be the sort of thing that they would do, but why would they do it here?"
Awfully far out.
Well, yeah, you're showing off a virus. You want to keep that kind of secret, You don't want to you don't want to open up to the public and be like, "Got this really deadly virus, guys. Come on by."
I suppose that makes sense. She frowns and she looks into the rooms, like the furnished rooms, and says, "There's something odd about these furnishings, though. They look familiar, and not in the sense that they look like chairs and couches and all that. I mean, they look stylistically familiar."
Do you know
the Falcon actually turns to the doctor at that? Would you elaborate?
Well, actually, I'm going to, this is going to be a simple brains test. Just roll me 1d10 plus your brains if, and only if, you come from the midroom. Or have had any experience in the midroom.
What's the midroom?
That is the place where most of the game takes place. That is basically not here in the frontier and not from the core, from the inner rim where Falca and our Admiral Harvey come from.
I'm a no, correct?
I'll give you a roll, but on a penalty.
Neat. What do I have to roll?
Just roll me 1d10. and add your brain score. Belil, you definitely get. Moray definitely can try his.
Oh god, this is so bad.
I should note that Falca has been knocking around as a mercenary for a while.
Okay,
a
then
10.
you roll as well. Okay.
I only got a 10.
You
You're like knocking around like a dingus. Anyway, so you just roll 1d10?
Just 1d10 plus your brains.
I got a 3.
Oh, that's a 10. And I have 4 brains.
Okay, well, enough of you are going to be able to figure this one out that you can tell the others. Yeah.
I like how that's like the first thing I roll. The first time I roll, it's just a 10 on this d10.
Oh, I mean, hey, good looking out for.
Now I
these
gotta
chairs.
switch dice every single turn so that I can
Chessex.
hopefully get around the get around the case a run of bad luck.
Fair enough. Well, here's the thing. Here's what you guys notice. These chairs are definitely not from the Federation. Like the design of the furniture is decidedly corporate sector, and in fact, you've seen it all over the rim. It's the type of stuff that you would get from just about any manufacturing plant, like plants. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what manufacturer would have made them because they're very stock. Like, it's a bit like looking at a plain black swivel chair and going, I know exactly the corporation that made this chair. But it's also
God
kind of the
damn it, IKEA's behind it.
Yeah.
No, but wouldn't it have the brand logo on it?
It might. You have right now. You're just looking from afar. You could go closer and check.
Walmart.
B&O.
It's a bunch of different companies.
It's just IKEA, you guys.
Do you
That's
guys
why
wanna-
like half of them are like falling apart. 'cause they don't
IKEA
have
is the
all
real
the
enemy.
IKEA.
So, do you-
Falca is just going to look over at the chairs and go, the flight would be much shorter from one of the corporate colonies.
Could be, yeah. Do you guys want to like examine the room a little bit more closely, or keep moving?
Sure, we gotta make this as long as possible, right?
You gotta test how comfy they are, right?
Yeah, you guys head to the room and you start like basically flipping
Why not?
over things. This doesn't require a lot of like hard work, so you're not gonna have too much trouble with this. Like Nara, you pull out the like some pots and pans and stuff from one of the kitchens, and like the metal is obviously survived significantly better than the fabrics. And these ones still have symbols on them. These ones still have logos on them. You see, there's some stuff like there's stuff from like a number of different companies, but they all have a unique point of origin, and that is that they all come from the corporate mega cities of Big Z.
Big Z.
Yeah. The Big Z Corporate Council, led by Norse Company, is one of the largest manufacturers in the Midrim, and their logo is definitely on a few of these items. And the thing is, Norseco did not exist prior to the fall of the Federation in the Outer Rim. Like, this is new, or newer at the very least. I mean, it could be up to 200 years old, but this is definitely post-fall.
Well, wouldn't a company change their logo? Is this an older logo or is this a newer logo?
This is an older logo.
Okay.
Does it truly matter who the company was? People buy things.
True. Well, here's the thing. This is the information that you would probably take away from this, which is that
This jacuzzi isn't made by a jacuzzi maker.
Oh my
Must be
God.
custom made.
God,
no.
I gotta just source the wood back to where they would get it.
where's the wood from? It's from this tree.
Not so much that.
I mean, just swear to me, did they cut down your tree relatives?
Talking to a bush.
Oh God.
Yeah.
The thing you're getting from this is that this bunker that is very obviously been made up by the Federation has been used by someone else recently, or not recently, but like has been used since its the intended purpose.
Wait, so if the pans are so nice, and these are just pots and pans, did they have, like, breakfast here? Is that what happened?
There's some, like, prepackaged food that has been, like, largely, like, intact. I mean, some of it's over 100 years old, but, it's zip-locked and safe and should be fine to eat.
Other MRI packages or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to eat it.
Here's the thing. You're in the middle of a bunker that contains deadly diseases, and you are currently in quarantine suits. So,
No, I'm not.
well, you're not, but you're sellotaped up.
We already established there's a leak.
What are you
they
gonna do with
patched it.
food?
They patched it. Yeah, there's some.
What?
There's some. They patched it up, but there's Look, the point is, there's food here. You probably don't want to grab and eat it because that would, mean breaking quarantine, and that would probably not be a good idea. But there is food, which again is indication that like this place seems to have been, made to be used. Probably was incorporated. Like it was like reset up by someone post fall.
Wait, do
You
we
said
know
this
how
is prepackaged food, right?
Yes.
It's gonna have a expiry by date on it.
Yes. It's old. It's very old.
Okay.
Do we
Saying
know?
is it might be bad.
Do we know when the virus started?
Yes, you know that the first reported incidents were recent, like only a couple of years, or not a couple of years ago, like literally a couple of months ago.
Then, are you? What could we really take if it was last used from what we're seeing 100 years ago? If it was used 100 years ago, and the virus started or was talked about literally only a few months ago, really, how old is it? Can any of this be specifically originated here?
You don't know.
Quick thing here. The screens on the walls.
Yes.
Is there one nearby?
Yes.
Can I kill
Does it look like a retrofit to the original bunker?
This looks originally intended.
Okay.
Again, which is kind of weird. It's like there's like evidence that the original intent of the bunker was actually with this more, casual kind of like like showroom aesthetic, and then someone updated it within the last 100 years, or about 100 years ago, more like, with, relatively modern appliances and foodstuffs and,
What you're saying is it's our school system.
Yes, it's the American education system all over again.
Oh.
We're doomed.
Yeah. But no, so so this is kind of weird. It's like it looks like this, like both the origins of the bunker are strange and don't make a ton of sense, and then it like that strangeness is compounded by someone having refitted it, apparently for the same sort of use that it was originally designed for.
Maybe. So what you're saying is there may be a secret place.
It could be.
Secret room.
There could be a secret room. There also could, just be more rooms with this shit in it.
I want to know though, is there a secret tunnel?
You have
you don't really
not
get
seen
the
a secret
nut-
tunnel yet.
See,
No,
and
we
are
don't
there
get to sing.
bookshelves?
We don't get to sing the song then.
Are there things that look like bookshelves or function similarly?
Yeah, I mean, there's some bookshelves and stuff. There's like,
All right.
I swear to God.
I'm
if
gonna
they-
pull. I'm gonna pull.
wait, you're
I'm
what?
gonna pull. Start pulling books.
Kate, you're strong
Off the
enough. Pull the
shelves.
wall off.
So yeah, Moray just runs over and starts like pulling books off the shelves.
No. I like how it's less of like rushing over there and frantically pulling them off, and more like grabbing a book, looking at the cover, dropping it on the ground, and then doing the same over and over again.
Most of the books are old to the point where they're basically like dust as you drop them
Like
to the floor.
language is much different too.
The languages are pretty common to modern day. I mean, like there's some age differences, but most of these books look like they had been brought in again from the mid-rim.
Wait, what's your character's name again?
Orang?
Moray? I walk over to Moray and ask what he's doing.
Just silent.
Silence as he continues to pull books off shelves.
Alright, good. Good to know. Are you having fun at least?
Stops for a moment. Looks slightly, or I guess the head looks slightly towards them, or towards
the
Nara.
head swivels around to look down
Yeah.
at Nara.
Is that a no?
Returns to pulling books out.
Alright, everyone's having a good time, I guess.
So as this bizarre exchange is occurring, Dr. Weiss walks over and looks at some of the books on the shelves and remarks, some of these books are actually from, out here. She pulls one
this is
particular off
out
the
here.
shelf and taps the cover. This is an Uluru author.
Is it an Uluru language?
Yes. It's it's a language common between Uluru and Kyrans. It's basically like a universal trade language for the frontier. But again, it's one that is not really so common either in the Midrim and definitely not out in the core.
Neat.
Quick history check here. When did the Uluru show up?
You would actually know this. They they basically showed up around the time of the actual battles that damaged the Federation.
Okay, so essentially at the fall.
Yeah, they had never been reported on before that point, and pretty much sprang up out of nowhere. As when the fall happened. The Chirons and the Scavs were slightly better known, but both were relatively unknown. But they were both known. The Uluru just literally snap overnight. Suddenly they were there attacking Federation troops.
Yeah, in that case, Falca is going to comment, well, that didn't take them very long.
Dr. Weiss kind of gives you an odd look, but looks over at Nara and says, "These books," and she also kind of looks up at Moray and goes, "They shouldn't be here.
Why?
No Federation officer would have been reading this. It makes no sense." And she kind of looks at over the chairs and stuff and says, "And Midrimmers, why would they want to read this? This is the language is at best a novelty, and at worst would be barely comprehensible to most people from that part of the galaxy."
So they're trying to learn a new language. What's wrong with that?
She frowns. "I don't think that's... It could be, but this doesn't look like a school or a place to learn. This..."
Why would a corporate office have books?
She puts the book back and kind of she looks genuinely quite troubled and says, "It seems like the sort of thing that you would provide if you wanted to make someone feel at home."
That leads to a very obvious conclusion.
Yes, and
Was this a failed colony?
Quick thing on the size of the furniture here.
Mm-hmm.
Is it correct for the stature of an Uluru?
it's around the size appropriate for an Uluru or Chiron male, with a few chairs that are wider and stouter, perfect for a Chiron female.
Mm.
Can I sit in the chairs?
Yes, you can.
No, I sit in the chairs.
They are not terribly comfortable because they are largely moth-eaten and kind of shitty, but, you're sitting in a chair.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, Dr. Weiss, though, kind of starts, pacing.
Yeah, actually, Koenig is going to go ahead and point at Nara and go, a size comparison.
It is perfect. The Nara is perfectly fitted for this chair. It was this chair was made for her.
Don't use me as your test.
we're gonna experiment.
The two of
We're
you
gonna
have
do
been just,
chair experiments.
going ahead and providing all sorts of data to science.
Stop chair experimenting me.
Winifred kind of looks around at everybody and says, "I still don't get it. What's going on?"
Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot. when your intelligence reaches that low, you you suddenly become Southern.
Oh, don't! Oh, Jesus! Oh boy, you made it
No,
awkward.
that's not my fault. That's yours. You made
No, it's
them
my
Southern.
fault.
Anyway,
Being fair, Winifred always was Southern, but
Oh, there you go.
yeah. Whenever they was like, no, seriously though, I mean, I don't get what's going on here. Why is it, why is this place all fitted out for Luru?
I'm sitting on chairs and they're judging me.
Yeah, and also, why are you judging Nara? All she's done is sit in a chair.
Exactly.
there's
See,
no
she understands.
Well, Nara's just the proper size to illustrate the point.
You're the proper
Lulu
size.
are likely seen here or
Get off
brought
my
here
back.
as VIPs.
You're the proper size. Get off my back.
Did the new Federation or whatever new Fed?
The
not New
coalition.
Fed. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
God, my brain.
It's okay.
Did the coalition work around this area in the last years?
Yeah, Dr. Weiss is looking like deeply troubled, and she says, I mean, we set up the colony, and we helped migrate the people here, but outside of a few peacekeeping forces, we had no serious presence here.
Peacekeeping forces.
She shrugs. It's an untamed colony. There's no centralized government. If we don't step in and assist them, then anarchy tends to reign. Warlords gain power, and we end up with no offense to CJ, not CJ. God fucking damn it. No offense to TAC, but we end up with a scav situation.
Are any of the original Fed symbols on the wall in here?
Yes, there still are.
Falke is going to go ahead and tap one of them and say, "This sort of symbol wouldn't come up on the normal books. I'm going to assume the coalition has similar."
She nods slowly. I don't really have much information about any of them. It's not really my jurisdiction, but yes, there are groups within our organization that are, of course, more private than others. But she shakes her head and as she looks at the symbol. But that's not one of ours.
No, it's Federation.
Yeah. I see.
Or was Federation. This may have been repurposed.
Possible. She looks again like she's been looking trouble this whole time, but like as this goes on, she looks like more and more like troubled to deeply concerned to like.
She's not going to like the next thing that comes out of Falke's vocoder, or there may have been collusion.
Come sit on the couch. He'll make you happy.
Yeah, she actually at this point goes over and sits down on the couch because she's like, just like, this is clearly having a toll on her. And she sits down and puts her hands together and like starts to think, and then kind of just starts rubbing the bridge of her nose, and seems to be kind of halfway between lost in thought and suffering from a minor existential crisis.
Interesting.
Winifred looks around, like, wait, hold on. So you're saying like the coalition boys up there, they're working with the Federation?
You're saying
Unlikely those specific ones, but potentially.
That don't make no sense. I thought they hate each other, or at least coalition hates the Federation. I don't know if the Federation even knows that much about coalition.
It really wouldn't matter in this sort of thing.
What if it did, though?
She kind of like shrugs, like, all right. I mean, like, you guys seem to be pretty certain, and Doc over there seems pretty concerned. So I mean, I guess it makes sense.
I'm 100% certain.
Well, hell, man, like Monty seems pretty certain.
Monty, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on with it. I know that's not actually his name. That's just what that's what Winifred is going to be calling him.
Right.
It's a nickname. No,
Wink,
genuinely,
wink.
that is meant
It's
to be.
totally not because you messed up.
No, it's
okay.
like I know that his name is Monterey. Like, I'm genuinely trying to do a little character thing by having her give him a nickname.
You
Shut up, let me have my moment.
From Texas?
Anyways,
It's Monterey Jack.
she goes, okay, but I mean, what was that? I mean, hold on a second. If that's the case, then why all this? She kind of waves her hand to general sort of way. Why like put a colony right here in the middle of a place if they got all this dangerous, stuff sitting around.
Do you remember CJ?
Oh yeah, man, that was dark.
Test subjects.
Oh shit! Oh shit! That's horrible. Oh man, you don't think they did that, do you?
It's a use of resources.
Yeah, Nara's Weiss is like burying her face in her hands and like making tiny moaning sounds. Like,
I doubt we'll find much more in this room. We should probably press on.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Oh shit, this place is. Oh, that's messed up.
Ew.
Yeah, Nara, you're hearing something like this, and like, I know you like Wailuru and Railuru, we always have our little, differences and stuff. This seems kind of, kind of over the line,
It's a bit.
Man,
It's not beautiful, I can tell you that. But they don't know it was me who did it the whole time.
Monterey, as everybody leaves, as everybody starts to leave, you actually notice one last detail about this.
Mm-hmm.
You are from the rig, right? You're like specifically rig types from the rig. Yeah.
Yes. I am a rig typist that left the rig.
Okay, yeah. So, as you're all leaving, you notice that there's something here that like does not date as far back as everything else, and you notice this specifically because it's basically someone left a coin here, and the coin doesn't have a date stamp, but what it does have is it is like a very specific type of marker that is used essentially in a similar way, and it is like a coin from the rig, and it is specifically from pretty friggin' recently, like within a couple of months recently. Like, this is a new fucking coin, which A, means that it's someone like this has to have been like brought here recently, and 2, like it has to have been from somebody who would have some sort of relationship, like a good enough relationship to get money straight from the friggin' rig, and cycle it out into the universe, well before it would normally just naturally cycle through trade.
Found something.
Are we able to see the date?
This is while he's walking to the next room.
Yeah.
He's holding it.
No, you don't. There's no date on it. It basically what it is. Think of it in terms of like. Okay, so this is not exactly a perfect comparison, but imagine zodiac signs, except instead of like the signs designating like periods of the year, they represent years themselves. So the coin is stamped with a specific marker that denotes it as coming from a certain period within a 2-decade cycle, and because of the relative age of the coin and the stamp on it, Monterey here can tell that this was this is from this current year.
I stand corrected. What is it?
A new coin. Found it on the ground.
In there?
Yeah.
Where from?
Rig.
Can I have it?
Mine.
My kind.
He does the whole thing where you flick it to them. Like when you flip a coin, he does it in the direction of Nara.
Ding.
Are you gonna catch it, or are you just gonna let it fall on the ground?
Can I catch it? Wait.
Yeah, you have to roll for it. You can
Roll a catch.
roll the catch.
You got your.
I got a 1.
Really? Okay, so the coin flips through the air, like circling over and over. Nara reaches up to catch it, forgetting for a moment that she's currently in a big hazmat suit, and so it like bounces off her palm, and she starts like pinwheeling backwards trying to catch it. Like Weiss, tries to help, but accidentally, bumps into Nara, sending her stumbling back into Admiral Harvey, who, distracted by the readings all around him, is knocked completely off balance, goes cartwheeling back, smacks into a door, which flies open with a tremendous crash, and he lands, on his back in the middle of a largely empty storeroom. The entire
He
facility
looks over at
rings
Moray,
with the
nods,
echoes.
and goes, "Nice shot."
Good job.
I caught it.
Yeah, and after all of this, the hand just pops up as Nara gets hold of the coin.
Roll the 1. It's a
Roll
coin.
a 1 on the coin.
It's a D20.
As the echoing ringing kind of fades, you hear a faint sound from back the way you came. It sounds like someone is moving through the corridors.
Picks up rocket launcher. Aims rocket launcher at Thor.
Everybody around here probably is going to start thinking about the fact that you are in a very confined space, and that is a very large rocket launcher.
I will shoot if I please. I said that out loud. Yes, I did.
We should continue moving.
Yeah, Dr. Weiss gently, carefully places her arms on your shoulders and starts to lead you backwards, following the group. Careful
But there's
not
a
to...
noise, guys.
She says, yes, and if we hurry, maybe we won't have to face the people who are making it.
It's called a bunker for a reason. You go through one entrance, and that's the only entrance that exit.
Can I use survival to create an animal trap as we move forward?
Yes, you can.
Alright.
Really awesome.
I want to do that periodically as we move.
If you have
Deeper
survival,
into
Nara,
this.
you can also do this, yes.
Is that a skill?
Yes, I
Yes.
think the only character with it right now is
Moi!
the Moi.
Quick question:
It's a great-
when it comes to skills,
Yes.
what do you need to or what level can you get to until you need to start using 2 skills to upgrade?
It's I believe I forget because it's been a little while, but I think it's just you once you pass level 5, you're paying additional points for them.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
April?
Yes.
Quick question.
Yes.
Can I improve their traps with demolitions?
Yes. If Belial succeeds on her
I
roll.
think I
Wait, what's
succeeded.
your demolition?
I have a 3 in demolitions, and
I
then
have-
what would
I
I
have
use
a
with it?
I have a 6 in demolition. What's the other one?
I'm gonna lay down traps and they're just gonna strap it with C-Forge.
I'm gonna say brains. So Belial, you set that fucker up.
We're
Nice.
we're literally crafting predator traps. Like, I'm doing the regular predator trap thing, where it's
Wait.
like creating the counterweight and stuff, and then they're just like, yeah, and then it just blows up.
Would you like me to do that instead?
You seem to be more. This seems to be more in your wheelhouse.
What's up, guys? I will explode things. What do I need for it?
Roll me brains plus your demolition skill.
I mean, what am I rolling?
2d10s.
Got it. I got a 8 and a 4. That's a 12. 12 plus 6, 18.
Plus brains.
18 plus 7, that's 25.
Nice. So yeah, together you and Nara and Moray, Moray sets this careful, very well hidden trap, and then Nara rigs it with explosives.
You're welcome.
So when this thing goes off, it'll send a metal spike jabbing directly into the person who stepped on it,
And
then it'll
exploding.
explode.
Okay, good. So,
Make sure not to run back through here.
Yes.
we're totally gonna forget and die.
I'm counting on it. Anyway,
And
so-
I want to do this every couple of rooms.
Okay, I'll
Same.
let you two. If you two want to continue to do this, I'll let you use the same roll to essentially set up a number of traps. Though the obvious condition that if they succeed at finding and disarming these, then they're going to know what they're looking for in future, just to save time.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
So as you guys travel on, I'm gonna make the roll now, and you'll find out how that went later.
Oh Jesus!
But
They're gonna like find it, step over the trap and avoid it, and then they're just gonna be like, all right, we'll wait for them.
Wait for that.
They'll move the trap.
We know they're in here now.
They'll move the trap and then we die horribly.
Oh my god.
So as you sneak, is like you hurry through the corridors, setting traps as you go. You eventually find your way to a large room that is sealed like the others, but it's not actually it's not as fortified. It looks more like a regular locked door, like the type of thing that you'd have at a normal boardroom or something.
Guess.
And the door is actually even marked with a little gold placard that just says "Conference."
Interesting.
Nerds.
You said this door was locked?
Yes, but it is not bolted.
Yes, I am going to lockpick it by punching through it.
Okay, so using the
Demolition, explode the door.
Don't fucking do that.
let's blow it all up.
Blow up the door.
I mean, when I say punch through it, I essentially mean I'm going to yank the fucking door open.
Yeah, again, this is not going to be very difficult, and I'm not going to make you roll for it. You basically walk over, try the door, find it's locked, and then just yank until
Rip the door off the hinges.
Yeah,
I'm just imagining this. It reminds me of that of a GIF of a robot that tries to open the door, but because it can't bend its arm, it just goes through the door.
Oh my god.
That is basically what's happening here.
Click, click, click.
Yeah.
Screech.
Yeah, so the door comes off with a horrible sound, and then I assume you just sort of put it to the side.
Yeah, just gently put to the side.
Wait,
I
guys,
found
really
it,
quick
by the
question.
way.
Yes, good.
Before we continue on into this room that you just opened the door off of, what if that was one of the
This is literally
soldiers?
all.
Go on.
What if one of the soldiers was making the noise? Are they about to blow up, or
You might accidentally blow up your buddies if that's the case.
Doesn't matter.
Got it.
Nara looks... Not Nara. Goddamn, why do I keep saying Nara? Weiss looks at you a little askance, oh, come on. But she's still kind of in shock about everything that's been going on and doesn't really do much more than just kind of give you a disapproving look. Nara will remember that. So she's kind of Weiss goes, fuck. Anyway, as you enter
Nara will also remember.
Nara will also remember.
Nara's I want friendship so badly with this horrible
robot,
squiddy.
please?
But as you open the door, you find it leads into a conference room, and like with everything else, it is pretty badly decayed. It hasn't been used for a while. But the unlike the rest of the place, it's cleaned up. It has been carefully dusted and touched up, and there are signs that while this place wasn't properly this place is kind of a shithole, that someone was probably someone was setting down towels and shit to let people sit down on these horrible chairs without having to sit on anything too nasty.
I thought the chairs are pretty nice. You're over exaggerating.
No, I mean they're not. They're.
I liked it.
Yeah, they're fine. They're just it's the type of thing where if you're rich enough that you don't need to sit on these chairs, why would you sit on these chairs?
My butt is thanking me.
Yeah, Nara's butt is she's chair approved.
Chair
Your
approved.
body doesn't
Yeah.
have a
Chairs
butt.
look sturdy enough to hold a war droid.
Exactly.
The big ones are.
Falke walks over to one of the big ones, pulls it out, sits down on it, and puts his feet up on the table.
Sits on his lap.
Nara just climbs up on his lap, on Volka's lap.
Hi.
And what
I've
would
never
you like for
understood the appeal of
Christmas?
teddy bears.
What would you like for Christmas?
What was that, kid?
I have never understood the appeal of teddy bears.
They're cute, and you get to hug them, and they're soft.
Nara nods, yes, indeed.
Yeah, Nara nods to herself.
You mean
Said
Weiss?
Nara again.
God fucking damn it. Weiss, Dr. Weiss nods approvingly and is like, yes, okay, I get it, yes.
We're not all the same person, April.
I'm species blind.
April is
A Luru racist.
But no, so as you're sitting on various things, you notice that there is like a projector in the room. Like there's like essentially like the equivalent of a home video of a home entertainment system. There's like a tape, like a futuristic tape player. There's some sound systems. There looks like a thing that's like attached to all the like the screen, like the cords running into the wall that were probably connected to the screens. Like this.
If it looks like it's within reach of this, Falke is going to go ahead, reach over with his rifle, and poke the play button.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. And as you do,
Because you wouldn't want to get up on the spot and disturb me, would you?
yeah.
No, if Falke is just sitting there. This is just arm goes up, uses rifle to poke.
Okay, so as you do, there is a amount of static, and then a face appears on the screen, and that face will be revealed next time because we're gonna take a very short break because we're at the hour mark.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.